Alrighty, back at it again. We have P-Pump 12 valve second gen, and it's manual. It's a manual 5-speed 4-wheel drive. It's my little brother's truck he just got. Just picked it up and he's been working on the body work so that we can Raptor line it. It'll be the 3rd truck we've Raptor lined, and he just has the GM white like my 1st gen, which I'm sure most of you guys have seen. But right there, that's where the goodies are. Got a P-Pump, 12 valve, everything stock air intake, stock turbo. Literally nothing under the hood has been touched at all. And then the whole body was the roughest part about it, and he has it basically sanded down, dang near bare metal in a lot of spots. Just getting all the flaky paint off of there and stuff. Had to do just a tiny bit of Bondo work down here at the cab corners. But other than that, the thing is freaking mint. And we got the best part. Obviously, dash is not there, non-existent dash, and then got the 5-speed manual transmission with 60,000 miles, and then the truck itself has 200,000 miles. But yeah, it's Jeremiah's truck back here. He's been doing a lot of the work on it. I'm gonna jump in these next couple days, help him with the Raptor liner so we can just bang that out, and then he has some chrome fuel wheels that we're gonna frickin' throw on this thing. Should look pretty minty. We're gonna go ahead and get to work and film what we can, basically. Alrighty, so those of you who don't know, Raptor liner is pretty easy to apply, but you just have to have the body sanded down. Usually I take like 80 grit sandpaper, sand the whole body down so it's just a rough finish. That way it has something to adhere to, because if it's just a slick, like clear coat or some sort of slick finish, then the Raptor liner itself is gonna flake off eventually. And I dealt with that on my 1st gen. I did it and I didn't sand back behind the bed, and then I started to get some flaking back there. So like just little things like that you learn as you go. So we have to sand back behind there, and then there's just little areas that tend to get left, like all these little cracks. Just got to get every single one of those sanded down just to a rough finish, and then every bare metal spot is primered just with some simple automotive primer out of a rattle can. Super simple there. And then we got, obviously the truck's full of tools right now, but I'm gonna hit the door jambs as well, so we'll pull off this trim all the way around the door, spray the jambs and the door right there. But should be pretty clean once we're finished with all that. Prep's done, we're just about to start spraying. They're over there mixing real quick. Got the primer on there. We just decided to spray this one outside. It's gonna be the first one we spray outside, but the weather's nice. It's a little over 60 degrees out here, sun's shining. So it definitely feels warm. Got everything primed up and we're ready to start shooting. Alrighty, here she is. Just finished up with the last coat. Ended up using 12 bottles. Got full coverage on the whole truck. I'm stoked with how it turned out. We're gonna go ahead and start getting all this masking and tape pulled off before it cures all the way. And then I'll show you guys the finished product. Peace. All right, that's what it's looking like right there. Jeremiah's been working on throwing everything back on it. So it's basically back to how it was. And then he's gonna probably throw a 4th gen bumper on it and some headlights and things like that. We need to get those windows tinted. And he still needs the center caps for these fuel wheels. He has that one on. But other than a few odds and ends, the Raptor liner's done and everything else is thrown back on it. He put tow mirrors on. And obviously those wheels. And the inside here, the jams are all sprayed. And we had these windows out and got sprayed all behind there as well. The whole bed. It's looking pretty good. But all in all, that's kind of what we were focusing on this video, is just getting it bed lined, and then he just needs to tie some things together in the interior, like getting a dash and a headliner. But other than that, the interior isn't in too bad a shape for it being a 96. Doors shut good and stuff. Obviously it's the 12 valve. And then we need to probably strip that frame down and get it bed lined or painted at some point. Right here we have Rhino liner in the back. Obviously this stuff is Raptor liner. This was done by the previous owner and it's holding up really good. This little back piece here, we're either going to cover it with some trim or just go up the rest of the way with black bed liner. It was pretty rough there, so he just peeled all that off. And then he's still deciding whether he wants to go with a roll pan rear bumper or throw a stock one back on there. But for now, we got that mount right there and the lights and everything work for the tag. So that's all good there. We're gonna go ahead and probably get to shooting some rollers or something like that. Window tint is a must. We're gonna get that done here pretty soon. But for this video, we basically got done what we wanted to get done. Raptor lined the whole thing. It turned out spectacular. I like this actually a lot better than the 1st gen one that I did. That was the first truck I Raptor lined, so this one turned out, I feel like, a lot better, just because there's not as many like hard, I don't know if that makes sense, but like when you can see the texture and the like the harder spots or whatever, this one there's basically zero. Maybe in the right lighting it might show a few flaws, but basically zero flaws in this one.